Okay, so it's Monday night. The weather here is a little dreary. I'm about to watch on Disney Plus the new Rescue Rangers movie. Now, I grew up in the 90s, so I was essentially watching reruns of the old cartoon show growing up, and I loved it. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale when there's danger. The trailers look a little questionable, but I'll give it a watch and see what they do with it. Wish me luck. What did I just watch? I'm sorry. That may have been a little uncalled for. But this movie was a gargantuan waste conglomerate of mistakes. I mean, they had two of the original voice actors in this movie, and for most of the time, Chip and Dale weren't even voiced by their original voice actors. That doesn't even make sense. They didn't even let Jim Cummings voice Monterey Jack, and he actually had a brief appearance in the film as Darkwing Duck. And then there were too many cameos from all these other characters who are not even under the Disney name. Hey, all that goes to show is that Disney has way too much money to spend to get permission to use these characters. I mean, they had appearance from a Robert Crumb character in a bloody Disney movie, and anybody who's read any of Robert Crumb's stuff knows that he's creepy, and a lot of his stuff is definitely not suitable for kids. And they had appearances from these two characters in the trashy movie Cats, from 2019. Came out around the same time the last Star Wars movie, but that just goes to show how forgettable all the characters were, or just how lousy the animation in that was. Honestly, Disney, if you're gonna do a Rescue Rangers reboot, do it right. I mean, you gave us a great reboot on DuckTales. What happened? And they even gave Paul Rudd a cameo, and I love Paul Rudd. He's a great comedian. He makes me laugh. And he did some joke about Ant-Man, saying it was originally entitled Aunt-Man, and that he was having some power over old aunties. The joke doesn't work! Anybody who's seen that movie knows that it was inspired by a Marvel character. It is not an original superhero. That's not how you do a joke properly. And in this world, there's all these different animated characters with different animation. Is this supposed to be set in the same world as Roger Rabbit? I honestly don't think they understood who they were trying to make this film for. For the newer crowd, I hope not, because there was a lot of drug jokes in it, or the kids who grew up watching it, well, they didn't satisfy the nostalgic feel for that. And furthermore, it's just the Gadget and Zipper got together of all the characters in that show to get together. You just wouldn't expect Zipper and Gadget to get together and have a lot of kids. Cartoon logic. And furthermore, it suggested at the beginning that Chip and Dale met in third grade and were best friends. Disney wrote them as brothers. That's how it's been. I'm sorry, but I don't think the writers quite understood what they were going for. Or the only thing I really liked was a turn on a cliche near the end, and there was this one scene where they showed what Chip and Dale would look like in different animation styles, which actually was kind of nice to see. And then they made a joke pointing out that all these reboots that we're seeing in today's world are getting these sensational pop stars to do a remix on the original whole theme songs to the cartoons we grew up with, when everybody just wants the original, which is true, but honestly, pointing out the joke isn't really that funny. And there was some plot about bootleggers, and even that didn't work right. I mean, people have been doing knockoffs of Disney ever since the 90s. I mean, you can go find straight-to-video films that were based off the Hunchback of Notre Dame at the local thrift store if you so wanted. I mean, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, those are classic fairy tales. Plenty of studios have attempted to do their own take on them. But that's not necessarily a Disney knockoff, even though it's clear that the Disney versions are probably the best recognized. This film gets a 2 out of 5 in my opinion. I just don't understand what they were trying to do. This is Ranger Fanboy, and if you really want a good Rescue Rangers, just go back to the original show on Disney Plus. Signing off.